Hey guys, Montel here with another Montel Moment. This is one I think it's really kind of important, especially right now. All of us are trying our best, or at least 80% of us in this country are trying our best right now to practice social distancing. That means a lot of people are staying at home. You're staying at home together with family members. You're spending a lot more time cooped up and locked up together trying to figure out how to talk to each other. And realizing now, over the last couple of years, maybe there's been a little bit more distance than we needed to have between us all. Communication is a tough thing. It's a tough thing for anybody to master, but it's a tough thing for families to try to adjust to if you haven't been doing it that well anyway. I got a little tool for you. Take a 3x5 card, and I want you to write the following words on that 3x5 card. Or a piece of paper. You don't have to get a 3x5 card if you don't have it. If you've got a piece of paper, got a back of a brown paper bag, just take a pen and write the following thing down. Speak without offending. Listen without defending. Say it again. Speak without offending. Listen without defending. Really important. I'll tell you what that means. And then take that little piece of paper, I'll tell you that first. Put it on a refrigerator. The second you want to have a conversation about something, that might be going on in the house that, you better talk about. I mean, when people are together for long periods of time, one or another can start to annoy the other. And before you blast out and just start saying, stop that, before you start the argument, I want the two of you who are going to have the discussion to go over and read this piece of paper, that 3x5 card that you pasted or taped to the refrigerator door. Speak without offending. Listen without defending. And what does that do? When you think about those words yourself, that means what I'm about to say to you and have a conversation about shouldn't start with, I'm getting you that, I. First off, I, that's the one word that starts an argument to begin with. When I feel like this, I don't take into account the way you may feel. So, first thing is start the conversation with, look, I want to talk, not I want to. Look, let's talk. Let's. That means more than one. Why don't we talk? And we're going to talk by identifying some things that have been bothering me that you may not even know. Maybe a different way to diffuse the conversation before it even gets started. You're not blaming anybody. You're acknowledging the fact that possibly what's going on is something that the other person is not aware of. And I just want to be able to make you aware that for some reason, what's going on is bothering me. Now, that seems like it may be a little selfish, but it's not. Because I think if you start the conversation with, let's have a conversation about some things that I think we ought to identify now before it turns into an argument, it turns into a battle, it turns into something that seems insurmountable, where there really is nothing that's insurmountable, especially right now. Come on, what's insurmountable right now is for us to all get a grip and understand that we're in this together. And I don't think that's insurmountable. I think we will get to understanding that as time goes on. But while we are cooped up together, there could be so many opportunities to understand each other better, to be willing to work together, to accomplish things together, ways to make your relationships better than they've ever been, rather than, oh, woe is me, I'm stuck with you. So try that tool out. Look at that piece of paper before the conversation begins and begin the conversation with, let's see if we can have a conversation about some issues that this is where you get to use your I, and I've been trying to deal with in communicating with us. Let's make our communication better. That should be the objective. And then if you speak without saying you, and I, but you speak and say, look, you know what? Last night when I made the dinner, you were smacking the plate and you didn't eat it. And, you know, I really worked as hard as I could to try to make a really good meal for us. And I'm sorry if that wasn't something that you wanted, but maybe before I cook today, you can tell me what I've been doing wrong from your perspective or what you haven't liked from your perspective. And let me see if I can incorporate some of the things that you like in what I prepare today. If you approach the conversation that way, where you're not trying to offend the other person, and then you stop and you listen intently when they turn around and say, well, you know what? I'm really tired of all the pepper. I'm really tired of all the cilantro. I'm really tired of all the salt. Don't take that as a personal affront or offense. Take that as someone expressing their needs and desires and take that into account. Because while we're so closely bound together, confined and not going out, we need the support of all of our loved ones in our home. And we need to support all of our loved ones in our home. Communication is not something that happens overnight. It's something that you have to work at. And you really have to work at it to master it. This is one tool that may help get you started.